Hello, welcome to Osquery office hours for the week of July 16th, 2025. And in terms of announcements, our one and perhaps only announcement is that Osquery 5.18.1 was declared stable. Thank you, Lucas, for working with Seth to make that happen. I know we've been testing it for maybe 3 weeks now in Fleet's Edge channel, and have we pushed it now to Fleet's stable channel? Cool.
Yeah.
Nodding from Lucas. Awesome. So it is out there. And just as a reminder to folks, the reason there was a 5.18.1 was because 5.18.0, which was built on the new Windows 2022 runners on GitHub, had a startup crash on ARM Windows. The builds looked like they worked, but they crashed on startup. We are still unsure the root cause of that, and we will need to resolve that before we get the next Osquery release out, because those Windows 2019 runners that we were using and that we reverted to get the 5.18.1 release out are gone, no longer available on GitHub. I have an ARM Windows VM now that I'm gonna and we'll have some time in the next week or two to do some testing to try to figure out what's going on there. But that's going to be a blocker to the next release, and that's something that definitely needs to get prioritized. But 5.18.1, it's out, it's stable. Congrats, everyone.
VMware Fusion makes it really easy to download and install a ARM Windows VM, just in case anyone needs it.
Oh yeah, awesome. I did it on UTM, that worked pretty well, but I do often use VMware Fusion, and I could try that out as well. Thanks, Constantine. So moving on in the agenda, questions, issues, PRs that people want to discuss. I'm just going to drop that issue that Lucas just linked. Into the notes. All right. No one has questions, PRs, anything? I see no one's added anything to the agenda either. Anyone have something that they want to talk about? I guess something that I'll bring up since we're here is a community member, Les Suisse, if that's how you pronounce it, who's been opening a lot of PRs to update dependencies, has opened a PR to update Yara. This is actually something that a customer of ours requested that we update Yara because they want to use some of the newer Yara rule functionality. And so I was looking at this as well, and it's weird. On my local VM, when you update Yara, it builds fine. And on my local Mac, when you update Yara, it builds fine. But on CI for both Linux and Mac, the build fails with like linker errors, undefined symbols and stuff. So I don't know what might be different in CI. If anyone has ideas, would love to hear them. That PR is 8643. I'll link it in the chat here.
I can only mention that I've had the same issues with Boost when I was upgrading Boost. It passed on my local machine, and then when I pushed it up, it had a whole bunch of missing linker errors. So I'm not surprised. It's got to be something to do with the way that the environment's set up. I mean, probably things that are missing from the path or just not installed.
So, well, the build itself shouldn't depend on anything that is present on the system beyond the toolchain itself, especially on Linux. But otherwise, how? Because I see the very first and only failure for Linux is with the rel with Debbie info build. I wonder, what build type did you try locally? Was that the same with the same flags? Because
That is
ordering compilation order might change in some cases, because we add and remove flags, and behind the lines CMake might reorder.
okay. That's a good question, Stefano. Let's see, it looks like I didn't specify in my CMake command. So is there an easy way to tell?
Okay, so if you have not specified a CMake build type, that means that by default it's a debug build.
Okay.
It should also show. Actually, no, wait. It should be rel with a bit info, I think. Let me double check.
Okay.
There is a default. Yes, I was confusing myself with another project now, but there is a default. Let's see. It should be on globals. Yeah, okay, no, okay, no, it's rel with the default, so it's the same if you don't give it.
Okay, so
Then I'm less sure.
that probably doesn't explain it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if no one has further ideas, I guess I'll just keep digging and try and see what I can find. If anyone does have further ideas, please chime in here or in Osquery Slack or on the PR itself. I haven't actually commented on the PR to this effect yet, but it was my intention to do so.
I have one other topic or PR to discuss. Is that okay?
Sure.
Cool. So currently, Xcode or building Osquery on macOS with Xcode SDK 16.3 or 4 doesn't work. It just doesn't. And we have like 2 PRs that I believe will solve the issue. One of them is just one small. I'll paste it on the chat. A PR that I've opened, but then we also have issues with Boost once you upgrade. And I believe Constantine opened a PR for that. I don't know. It's a lot of work there to make it work. But Constantine, any update on that? What's the status of that PR?
So the status is that it's building on Mac, so it builds properly. It builds locally and on CI. The Linux tool chain has incompatibilities with it, so we need to upgrade the Linux tool chain, which seems like that. I opened up an issue in Fleet to have someone look at that, because that seems like a very large task. And then there is some amount of test failures because the Boost API has changed. So like we have to add some actual code changes to make it function as it did existing. So there's still a not insignificant amount of work left on that. I would say, if we can get someone prioritized to get like the Linux tool chain updated to like LLVM maybe like 14, I think is the minimum. I think that would be a great service to this, because then like the rest of them are pretty easy, linking errors and stuff like that, and fixing the tests or fixing the code to match the test is not hard.
Yeah, I'm just worried because like right now, yeah, development for on Mac OS is kind of blocked because of this. So
there is a workaround for building on Mac OS, right? I documented in the issue.
Yeah, a very obscure one where I think you have to modify some codes. Like I think Constantine found.
Yeah, you have to like modify boost internal code because it.
Oh, okay. Sorry. When the workaround is for boost. I was thinking you were saying that there's not a good workaround for building on Mac OS before because there is a good workaround for building with the older Mac OS SDK if you just do like Xcode select.
Totally. No, totally. Yeah. You can definitely switch to the old SDK, but if you want to use the new one, we either have to upgrade boost or put in that suspicious patch that may or may not do anything bad.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that the new version of boost does not suffer from that problem with the new SDK. So like upgrading boost will fix the SDK problem.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the current workaround is just downgrade the SDK for now until we can fix this, right?
Yes, and that was documented in
I think it was that issue that mentioned that the build.
Yeah, I'm guessing we want to add that on the building instructions because people are gonna hit that.
Yeah, good point. I just linked that issue. I'll put it into the agenda. Okay.
Here's the fleet issue. I feel like someone probably on the orchestration team. I think they're responsible for Osquery stuff. I think. I don't know, but I can put that in the agenda as well.
And I'll open a separate PR, small one, just to add the downgrade instructions. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Lucas. And Alessandro, I see you joined. Welcome. Glad to have you.
Hey.
I'm gonna link the agenda doc again, and since I know you're typically a build issues wizard as well, like Stefano, if you could take a look at these two issues and let us know if anything comes to mind. The Yara upgrade PR that builds fine locally but fails in CI, and then the Xcode toolchain and Boost upgrades that have sort of similar issues where we need to upgrade various parts of the toolchain, and it works inconsistently between local and CI. Other things that folks would like to get to while we're here? Sounds like we're probably about ready to wrap up, but yeah, if anyone has further ideas about either of these issues that were discussed, I'd love to hear them. We can chat about them in Osquery Slack core channel or on the issues and PRs or wherever. I will definitely be digging into this Yara one, and over the next week or two further. Probably I can get to looking at more of the toolchain and boost stuff later. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly when. So. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for coming. I'm gonna turn off the recording, and we'll see you all again in 2 weeks.